Hello, and good morning. So I was on Reddit last night and someone had a question about websites like regexer.com, regex101.com, and basically how secure the data that you submit there is. I did some initial investigation last night and I found some interesting conclusions. And I wanted to document that because I hadn't really explored it myself. And I figured it might be useful to other people. So, in preparation for this, I'm going to retrace my steps that I took through Burp in watching the traffic, as well as we'll take a look at some stuff in Wireshark, sort of paranoia stuff. So, just to give an overview of the crux of this issue, the user that submitted their post said that they had put in live customer information into regexer and or regex101.com, and they were concerned about data disclosure, data loss. So I was like, yeah, anytime that you submit information on a website, you should always assume that somebody else can see it. And that's not 100% true all the time, but whenever you're putting something on the internet, just assume that somebody else is seeing it, that it's going somewhere. So my first step in seeing if this is actually happening was looking at it in Burp. So what I've already done is I opened up Burp. Burp has an integrated browser, which I've opened. Use it using Open Browser right here, proxy intercept Open Browser. And then, in order to set up Wireshark, I needed to see what to capture on because my computer is doing a whole bunch of different things and I want to filter. So I went here, okay, regex101.com, and then I looked in Wireshark because I had gone to regex101.com, so I knew it would be in there. I saw some different IPs. The first one I tried wasn't good. The second one I saw right here, I luckily stumbled upon, and it was correct. The actual IP is sort of the opposite of this 78.47.220.195. Just a naming convention thing that reverses it right there. But as you see, that's where I am, and we're at regex101.com. And the whole purpose of that is to see what traffic is going. I'm paranoid sometimes about JavaScript, and I think I've observed some back channels that it takes. I don't know if that's actually true, but we're going to see that. So first off, in here, you see we've already loaded the web page. That's what all this stuff is, right? We've got all this fun stuff. And specifically, the interesting stuff on this web page is this workbox, which I think is either what you type into or what you type the regex into, and then this sw.js, whatever that is. As you can tell, I don't entirely know what all this is, and you don't need to know that. And we're gonna see a little bit more about that. So we need some test data. So I'm gonna go just to Google, do a quick search, and I'm gonna copy some text. There are lots of other ways to do it, but whatever. And you see, let's see. Oh, I kind of messed this demonstration up. I could filter out Google, but let's just look for regex 101 stuff, just real quick. We don't need to worry too much about too much. But you see, Google, YouTube, blah, 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 whatever. Nothing else has happened. So I'm going to actually clear out this history. It's not too important right now. We see that nothing has been sent so far to regex 101. And you can also see nothing's happened back here. Nothing's been sent there. So now I'm going to start typing in here. And obviously I'm building up to something I expect to happen. And you see, it seems that nothing else has been sent here, which is actually a little bit unexpected, but I'll get into that in a second why. We also see over here, we're still on frame 8, so nothing else has been sent there. Also, too, we're not in Burp, we're just thinking about traffic to anywhere. You see I have a YouTube going on back there in another somewhere else, I guess. Actually, this is just the Burp browser, so who even knows why it's sending that, right? That's a good question. Why am I sending you YouTube when I'm not interacting with YouTube? But let's not go there because it's probably something from the Google search page. In any event, what this lets us know is that we haven't sent any of this data to regex 101. And if we're worried about sending it anywhere else, we can kind of look in here. We can look at the payload and see what I'm sending to these other places, because Chrome can do some weird things and unexpected things, then things you may not like, honestly. So that's why it's good to have visibility over that and understand what's going on. And now you see, we'll look at this in a second. But you'll see, uh, you know, different things that you're sending to Google. These are like trackers, things that are sending Google what you're doing, where you're going to, what you're searching. This is ways that Chrome gets deep into your data that you may not be aware of. But this video isn't about that. We're gonna focus a little bit more back on regex 101. So you see, we have communicated with regex 101. All this stuff happened when this stuff happened. And you see, all we are doing here is just some gets. We're just getting stuff. And we can look back in here at what it's sending back to us, because this could potentially tell us if it has any visibility over our data, even though we may not know that we've sent it. If it sends us back some of our data, then we know that it somehow saw it. But when you're looking at this, you say, okay, yeah, none of my data is in there. You know, because I look for the high definition, so we expect to see things like definition, stuff like that, and we don't see that in there. And then we look at the workbox, we see that we did a get, we didn't send anything, and we look back here, and it's just a bunch of scripting stuff, whatever, but it doesn't look like any of our data is in here. Now you see that there is a lot of stuff, so there could be some of our data in there, but I'm pretty sure that our data is not in here. And someone smarter at this could say, yeah, definitely it's not in there. But let's just go with, we're assuming that our data isn't in there. No big deal. So then we're like, okay, this stuff was sent and received. And in the way that I've set this up, we can't see what it is. There is a way to set it up that you can decrypt your SSL stuff. And I could have done that, but I didn't, sorry. But I'm just going to go ahead and assume that this stuff is related to these gets, and it doesn't have any of our data in it. So that's really kind of about it for this exploration. I just wanted to show you how you can kind of debug it and get a little more assurance over data you're sending and receiving in a pretty easy fashion. If you wanted to go to that next extra step, what you would want to do is look up SSL keylog file and obviously Wireshark, and this will tell you how to do that. It's pretty easy. Basically, you just use Firefox, or maybe you can use Chrome. You enter a new key into your registry in Windows, and that'll log all your SSL keys to that file, and then you input those into Wireshark. It's actually not very difficult. Sometimes I have it set up permanently. I just don't have it set up on this machine right now. No big deal. Anyways, I appreciate your attention. I hope this helps you in some small way, and I hope you have a good day.